Hey, I got a little mail. Let's have a look. First up is this. It's from Amazon. And I received it last week or week before. Can't remember now. But I actually kind of had to peek in it because it didn't feel right. And these have not been opened. But this is the way it came. And here they are. This was not what this was supposed to be. They said to keep it, so they said the wrong thing. It's actually the right module. It's an ESP32 module, but they're special modules. And then this guy right here, which is a ESP32 also. And what is different about these is these are Risc-V or Risc-V modules. And they're coming out with more and more Risc-V processors, base processors, and ESP is doing it. These are expressive based. And I'll go ahead and open up the second one here as well. And this is, they sent me what they forgot to put in there when they put this in there. So it's supposed to be this. It was supposed to be the whole module, not just the actual ESP module. But hey, I'll have to make a board for that. Have a look here. And this is the ESP C313. Let's see if we can get some bookings on that. There you go. C313. Looks like kind of like a Node MCU board. I think it's kind of copied after that. Yeah, it is. But this is a ESP C3-13 13U kit. And as you'll notice, the IO pins are named a little differently. And there's actually a few that aren't used on this one. But again, this is a Risc-V processor. And it has it's like a NeoPixel there. You got your CH340. It looks like your standard one there. Does it have a crystal? What is that? That is a C. Okay, no, it's a C. So it does not have the crystal. It's got the crystal built in, so it doesn't need that. Less support parts. And then your 117 3.3 voltage regulator. And then two more LEDs right there. But NeoPixel built in. Okay, that's pretty good, okay. But I wanted to try these. These are relatively new, and I wanted to give them a try. This is the module from that. Same thing, just not soldered on. And this is their, I guess you could kind of think of it as like the compute module for the Raspberry Pis. I'm going to make a board for this. I got some pins, and I'm going to 3D print it, and I'll make a little module for that I can either put on a breadboard one or solder it onto a proto board like this. So I'm working on that sometime in the near weeks, but I don't know yet. But we'll look at the specs of these. Next up is a package I received a little before Christmas, but so I just kind of wanted to include it here. I included one the last time from the same shipment, but this is a Pololu item, and it is a P-Star 45K50 Mini SV, which is their P-Star line, which is the PIC line of their microcontroller series. And this uses the 45K50 18 PIC 18 series processor. And the SV means for standard voltage, so it takes in 5 to whatever, which I think it's actually got a pretty high voltage. I think it's like 36 volts, so which is pretty good, because on your standard Arduinos you're limited to, I think, around 16, maybe less. I'm not sure, but anyway, we'll have a look at this. And got this during Black Friday from Pololu, and it I'm trying to remember. I think it was $14 during the Black Friday. I think normally it's $16 or $17. So, but that's standard with Pololu items. They're very made very well. I've always liked their stuff. I've never had any issues with their stuff. I've never had to send anything back that I've gotten from them. Some of their stuff seem to be a little pricey, but it is worth it. And let's see, we'll take a look here at the processor here. Hopefully I'll look at it. Get my hand up under there, sorry. This is not going to work with the light. Okay, sorry. I'll do a better kind of review of this too. I've got that, and I've got this guy. Maybe I'll cover them both in the same video. This is the one I got the last time. That is the low voltage version that works at 3.3 on up, or 3.4 4 on up. So have that, and I've got it mounted on a board here. And I'll do the same thing for this. Now, what's different about this with the PICs, normally you have to have the PIC programmer to do this. But this has a USB loader on it, built in onto the processor, that they've written, that Pololu's written. So you can go into the MLab IDE or XIDE from MLab, excuse me, from Microchip, and do your programming there just like you normally would a normal PIC, but instead of having to use a PIC programmer to do it, you can use USB. So that's a little different. This chip is pretty comparable to a Atmega 328P specs wise. It does have less than 80 ADC, but everything else has got pretty much the same. RAM, flash, EEPROM, they're all exactly the same as a 328P. So this is a small package. You got your power supply there, and this does USB hosting as well. It's built in, and it does USB 2 actually too. So that's actually a good thing. I think the Atmega things like the 32 U only does USB 1. I could be wrong. I probably am, but this is USB 2. So we'll have a look at it on the computer. And the last actual package I have, I do have one more item, but this is the last package. It's got a lot of stuff in it though. This is from Tayda Electronix. They are out of Thailand, but if you live in America, they do have a warehouse in America. It's in Colorado. I think it's like Louisville, Colorado. So typically it takes about a week for me to get things from them, so it's not long at all, and the shipping is really cheap. That's just in the States. I don't know what it would be like to Canada, the UK and stuff. Those would come out of the Thailand warehouse, I'm sure. When I first started ordering from them, it was just through the Thailand warehouse, and that's been many years ago. I've been using them at least 7 years, at least 7. But so their stuff is, they sell good stuff cheap. They sell quality items, you know, a lot better than what you normally see from coming from AliExpress and eBay sellers from China. Of course, most of it's made in China, but they get better items like a reputable electronic seller would. They always pack their stuff like this. It's always packed very well, bubble packed, wrapped well in the bag, bubble packed, and then in a Ziploc bag, and then everything else is in Ziploc bags. They're the pink ones. They're supposedly anti-static, I guess as anti-static as you can make a plastic bag. Actually, not anti-static at all. But anyway, let's go through a little bit of these. We'll look at them on the computer more, but they always send a little card here. Okay, so these are just replacement parts for the most part. I go through a lot of like pin headers. I use the 15 and the 20s a lot for different microcontrollers on projects that I work on. And I love getting pre-cut headers a lot of times, especially on things I use a lot of, like the 20s, the 15s, the 8s, and things like that. So I don't have to cut them and get them all scraggly looking and lose pins, because sometimes I lose two a lot of times because you can't just cut them right. But we'll look at the prices over there on the computer, but the prices are really good. So so have those. Those are the pin headers, and then we got some these are 33 puff chip caps, and these look like they're 805s. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. 805s, yeah. I've started out soldering 1206s. I skipped 1210s, but 1206s, and I tried to do some 805s, and I actually can by hand. So I've been trying to use those, especially in resistors and capacitors, more and more. I don't think I'll use any other parts. Like the LEDs, I don't think I can do the LEDs, because the 1206 LEDs are kind of a hard time sometimes. So I'll stick with those. But for caps and resistors, it's not hard at all for even an old man like me. So got some 91 ohm, or is that 910 ohm? Yeah, 910 ohm quarter watt resistors, chip resistors, 33 puff 50 volt cap, 22 puff 50 volt cap. These are mainly for processors to put on the crystals for the oscillating circuit. And there should be one more. Let's see, that's a 820 ohm chip resistor, and then a 1K ohm chip resistor, and use a lot of those for LEDs and such, red LEDs and green LEDs. And then a 1NF chip cap for noise blocking, decoupling, and things like that. And then we got some the old standby ceramics, 15 and 12. I got some 8051s that are really picky. These are probably 33s, yeah, really picky, and I typically use these on them for the oscillation circuit. So, and then these are replacements. I use a lot of 22 UF electrolytes. These are 16 volts. These are low ESR. They sell a lot of low ESR components here that are relatively cheap. I mean, these things were only probably, I can't remember. We'll look on the package. I mean, the price list. And then been trying to add to my stock some surface mount logic chips here and here. And see, that's tri-state buffer, I believe, and that is I can't remember exactly. It's a buffer of some sort, but Or is that a switch? No, I think that's a demultiplexer. Yeah. One of them is, and one of them's a tri-state buffer, but we'll look at that. I can't remember the numbers. I'm old. But again, wanted some more surface mount chips to add to my logic collection for use and in replacement if I need them. And then some switching diodes, and got 25 of those because I'd used a bunch of them about a month ago. I used like 60 of them on something, a project. And then the last one is for capacitors. For surface mount, I've been buying mainly ceramics, but I've been wanting to get some tantalums. So I got some from another supplier a few months ago. They had these on sale. The thing is capacitors, the chip capacitors for surface mount are kind of expensive, so I typically don't buy them as much. But they had these pretty good deal on these. They were only a few cents each, and we'll look at the prices again on them. And then last but not least is a 40 pin zip socket. And I used my last one of these. And see, these are, oh yeah, these are nice. Now see how the pins are. They are not the cheap things you get off of AliExpress. But those work, but you know, those pins are, I have to straighten these out a little bit, they're not bad. Those pins on the ones from AliExpress are the real thin aluminum ones. These are, they look to be brass, or at least brass covered a magnetic. Oh no, they're brass, straight up brass, so that's good. And this 3M, and I will assume that this is really a 3M, and that's one of the things about Tayda is, and you can see the brass down in there too, but Tayda actually sells the name brands, and you need to check them out. They are good. This is a lot different than, I have another one up here. I don't have one close by, but yeah, this is a lot better than what you normally get from AliExpress. And this was, I think it's $1.50, so not bad at all. Okay, on to the next. And this is last, but definitely not least. This is a book, as you can tell, have wanted for a good many years, and I never thought I could justify buying it, because even though I went to school for computer engineering, I have primarily been a software engineer or programmer, whatever you want to call us, for the last almost 34 years. I worked in my major for about 3.5 years, or with my major, which would be programming and computers at the same time. I did process control, and I actually loved it. But before I got married, and where I worked didn't pay. I mean, it paid okay for the time, but I needed more money for housewife, family, everything. So here it is. This is a used copy. This is the second edition, as you can see, and it's hardback. And I've been wanting to get a used copy, and they're actually pretty hard to get. Well, I say hard to get, you know, cheaply. And I think this one was mistakenly put in too cheap, and well, I got it. So it is the hardback. It's got the dust cover on it and everything. As you can see, Cambridge. It's good shape, and it is just a treasure trove. I mean, it is really. But it's by Paul Horowitz. Good Lord. And Winfield Hill. And this book, let's see, this edition was from 89, and it was printed, this printing was in 97. So They do have a third edition. I think it was released in 2015. New, this book cost anywhere from about $120 up. I'm not sure how easy it is to find them new. I know that I saw that Adafruit had them for 120. But I got this from Thrift Books, and I kind of keep a watch on, or was keeping a watch on them. And they actually had this in there for less than $20 for this particular copy. Don't know why. It's got some writing in it, but it's not much. It's mostly in the logic section. But yeah, there we go. Some writing there, back there. But anyway, it is just a great book. It covers everything. Some highlighting there. Everything a budding hobbyist or student or working engineer would want. It has theory, it has practice, it has everything. Sample circuits, the way to do it right, and even the way to do it wrong. It's just unbelievable. And my sections that I really wanted, well, I wanted for the whole thing, but my main section is for, we'll cover this, is op amps and amplifiers. And it covers those in great detail. Let's see, get right here. Okay, starting about right there is op amps. And you get to your filters and all the way up to there. All that's filters and active and op amps, different things. And you got your circuits, ideas, showing you different things, ways to do certain things. And then they go on over and they show you, this one have it? Yep, there we go. They show you how not to do it. So these examples, in the previous examples, you have how to do it, and then these examples, how not to do it. So, and I was actually looking at another circuit that I saw on the internet the other day, and they had it listed here. They were on this side, so maybe they should have had this book. But anyway, I've wanted this book again, like I said, for a long time, and just couldn't justify buying it, and so I was trying to get a new one. And I've seen a couple of the first editions for the $30 range, but they were in the acceptable. And this was listed as good, but I think it's actually very good. But maybe the writing does it in. But other than that, it's in great shape. But it covers digital electronics. Oh yeah, another section too, power and voltage regulators. They cover that in great detail. But they covered that, the op amps, the filters, feedback and operational amplifiers. Oh, let's see. FET transistors, and then you got your foundation information at first, AC signals, voltage, resistance, inductance. So your basic electronics up front. And then as you go back, you got your other items, heat, power, design, voltage references. Actually, that looks interesting. And 3 terminal and 4 terminal regulators. Oh, just all kind of stuff. Just on and on and on. Yeah, CMOS, the digital section, combinational logic. Yeah, that was. I think I took that in 83, 84 in college. Long time ago. But yeah, digital electronics, just everything you want. And like I said, it gives theory in math. Well, actually in your digital, it's going to be tables. Math, text, and circuitry. So it's just a great reference, and I highly recommend it if you can get it at a reasonable price. I really do. But anyway, that's it for this episode, and I hope everybody's having a good day and a good time, and thanks.